I'm Josh, he's Joe, and unfortunately, this is a much more depressing edition of the Browns Instant Insights today, with the Browns losing to the Raiders 16-6 in what was I don't know, it was a bad game all around. The weather, I know Joe went, so the weather was bad for him, and then only 6 points, and the Browns just did not look good today. But Joe, how was it?
Yeah, it was windy, man. It was super windy. It was cold and it started snowing and raining, and yeah, the conditions were not great, and you can definitely see it affected both offenses. But yeah, I'm currently, as you can see, without power, so it's a makeshift situation right now. But yeah, it was not a good game. It was just sloppy and just a miserable game all around, and that happens when it's bad weather like that.
Yeah, I mean, bad weather is one thing, but the Browns just did not look good. I'd love to blame it solely
Yeah,
on the weather, but it's just, I mean, the drop passes, that's not really weather. I guess it is kind of weather related, but it's not really as much as they were right in their hands at times. That's not really weather related. And then the missed tackles. Missed tackling has been a problem for this defense all year, and it continued today.
yeah. It wasn't great. The I thought Baker didn't play that well. Didn't play that bad. I thought he had some good throws, but it just seemed like everybody kind of.
Uh oh, we lost Joe again with the power issues, so we'll try to get him back on. But yeah, what I was going to bring up is the Browns. I mean, Baker was 12 of 25, 122 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. So it's not like he made a bunch of mistakes. But in a game like that where it's low scoring, you kind of want your quarterback to be better than average, better than 122 yards worth. Also, I mean, Kareem Hunt, 14 carries, 66 yards. If Baker's only thrown for 122, you need your running back to get you more than 66 yards. I guess maybe Stefanski should have given him the ball more, but I don't know. It's just the snow, the wind, the rain. You need your running back to pound the ball on the ground. I mean, the Raiders relied on Josh Jacobs, their number one running back, 31 carries, 128 yards. That's what you need your number one running back to do, especially in a low scoring game like that. Eat the clock, as the Raiders did. I think the time of possession was like 38 minutes to 22 minutes, which is an unreal difference. Yeah, I mean, Browns offense wise, it just wasn't there today, especially after how last weekend, the final three quarters last week, or the second half last week as well. I was expecting a lot more from the offense, even without OBJ. But it looks like we might have Joe back. Hold on just a second. Joe, are you there? All right, maybe not. We'll try to get him back. But yeah, the offense looked. It didn't. It's not like that they looked that bad, but only 6 points, whether or no weather. That's not going to win you any football games, especially in today's NFL where it's high scoring, fast paced. Um, and the defense, I know they were without Myles Garrett for most of the day. He has a knee injury that Stefanski said he's going to get an MRI tomorrow, but I mean, you can't be missing tackles like you were today either. It just, in a low scoring game like that, you have to make plays when they're given to you. And the Browns defense was just giving up first down after first down after first down. And I mean, they only give up 16 points, but the points don't really tell the full story because the Browns defense just did not look good today. Let's see. Joe's might be back again. Nope. All right. Yeah, so this is probably going to be a shorter instant insights. I mean, I don't really have much else to say besides the Browns. That was just not a really good game all around. Baker didn't have any mistakes, but he also didn't make plays like you need your quarterback to make. Kareem Hunt didn't really have any mistakes. He had like a drop pass one. I think he had one drop pass, but I mean, in a weather game like that, low scoring game, you need your running back to dominate. Not even dominate, but just play really well. and Josh Jacobs did that. Kareem Hunt did not. Let's look at more of the stats here. I mean, the Browns defense, Ronnie Harrison, 10 tackles. It says a lot about your defense when your safety leads you with 10 tackles. I mean, Ronnie Harrison had a good game. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but if your safety is your leading tackler with 10, that is not good. So, yeah, I guess I just don't really have much to say about today. I guess if you had told me that the Browns would be 5-3 going into their bye week, I would have been like, heck yeah. I don't know. I'm so down about that game today. There's just nothing positive to say besides the fact that the Browns are 5-3 halfway through the season, going into the bye week. Hopefully, this bye week they'll get healthier. Hopefully, Myles Garrett won't have too bad of a knee injury, and he'll have 2 weeks to recover. Who else? OBJ's out. Hopefully, Jarvis will get a little bit better during this full week off. I'm assuming Stefanski will give him much of the next week off prior to the bye week. But yeah, the Browns just need to get healthier and just play better. I mean, if you're in Cleveland, you're going to have bad weather games. You need to play. You can't let weather be an excuse, especially when a team from the West Coast comes in and beats you 16-6. I mean, you can't let that happen. Not only is the West Coast team coming in playing that 1 o'clock game, which gives you an advantage as there is, but it's a team from Las Vegas is coming in and playing in 30, 40-degree weather with wind and snow. I mean, I don't know. I hate being super negative about the Browns, but there's just not really anything positive to say about today's game either. So it's hard to be positive. But I think Joe is going to try to make a comeback one last time. We'll give him a little bit. But like we always do, we'll look ahead. While we're waiting, we'll look ahead at the Browns' schedule. After this bye week, they have 3 very winnable games. 3 games that I'm assuming, will be favored in. It's Texans, who are one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. Eagles, who are somehow leading their division, even though they're like 2-4-1 or something crazy. And then at the Jaguars. If the Browns want to be a playoff team, they probably have to win those 3. Because after those 3, it's at the Titans. The Titans have lost their Titans were 5-0, and now they've lost 2 straight, so now they're 5-2. The Ravens, we all know about the Ravens. We're not going to talk about that week 1 matchup. Then they had the 2 New York teams back-to-back. Those are 2 very winnable games. And then their regular season finale is home against the Steelers, and we all know how the first Pittsburgh game went. So they're 5-3 now. If they go 5-3 the rest of the way, they should make the playoffs, especially with another wild card team making it too. But I mean, 5-3 is asking a lot, especially if these injuries keep happening, and especially if Myles Garrett's not 100%. I mean, this defense is already bad. They can't afford to lose the AFC Defensive Player of the Year candidate like Myles Garrett. I mean, it's as simple as that. But I think we lost Joe for good. Unfortunately, what a day for him. Goes to the Browns game, gets snowed on, gets rained on, comes home, and sees that he has no power. Oh, man. But, yeah, so Joe and I, we might be back with you. I know the trade deadline's this week. We might try to do a podcast and see some Browns trade candidates, or maybe even after the trade deadline, and discuss what happened at the trade deadline, if the Browns traded for anyone, or if they traded a guy that maybe they shouldn't have, or what happened exactly. But yeah, like I said, this game's a tough one to talk about. When you only score 6 points and your defense looks as bad as it did, even though they only gave up 16, there's only so much you can say, you know? So yeah, everyone, have a good bye week. We'll be back with you sooner rather than later, and the Browns are 5-3, so just try to remain positive. They go 5-3 the second half of the season, they will be a playoff team. And when was the last time we could say that the Cleveland Browns can be a playoff team? But yeah, everyone have a safe and happy rest of the weekend, and go Brownies.